Step into a world of pulse-pounding excitement and heart-pounding thrills as we delve into the top 10 action and adventure Hollywood movies of 2023. Join us as we count down the action-packed blockbusters that have left audiences on the edge of their seats and redefined the art of adventure on the silver screen. 2023 has seen some fantastic action movies, and these are the best the year has offered so far.
Y'all feel the wrath of killer.
10 plain. 80s action movies are on another level. The plots are ridiculous and nonsensical, the action is over the top, and the performances are simply awesome, even if they may be bonkers. 2023's Plane delivered all of this and more, making it feel like an authentic 80s action epic. Gerard Butler and Mike Colter were fantastic as Captain Brody Torrance and criminal Louis Gaspar, respectively. The action is exhilarating and, of course, pretty nuts at points. Releasing early January, Plane kicked off a great year for action movies, and we couldn't think of a better movie to do so.
Military or something? You could say that.
Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, Creed III, is one of the best and most stylized films in the Rocky Creed franchise. It tells a personal story with deeply compelling characters and arcs. The movie's villain is terrifying and unpredictable, but perhaps what makes Creed III shine above the rest is the movie's action.
I'm just getting started, little brother.
Michael B. Jordan has always expressed his love for anime, and for his directorial debut, the actor and director brought much of what he adored so much about the genre into this boxing movie. The fight scenes are stylized, fast-paced, and over-the-top, much like anime. We see slow-mos, zoom-ins on characters' eyes, and perhaps the best moment is when Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed gets sucker-punched in the stomach and time slows down as the camera cuts to seeing Adonis's sweat fly off his back. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Guy Ritchie is one of the best directors of our time. He delivered the ever-so-excellent Snatch and Lockstock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Ahmed, you're here to translate.
Actually, I'm here to interpret.
John, you have Tally's approval.
All without mentioning the brilliant Sherlock Holmes movies starring Robert Downey Jr. His latest movie sees Ritchie attempt a war film with The Covenant. This war movie based on a true story was a pleasant surprise, as Guy Ritchie hasn't been in his best form as of late. What with Operation Fortune releasing this year as well. The Covenant is a gripping war flick, anchored by sensational performances from Jake Gyllenhaal and Dar Salim.
Who's what you got?
If you can give me the location, I can get him out of the country.
Fast X. If a Fast and Furious movie is one of the year's headlining movies, of course, it's going to end up on a Best Action Movies list of the year. Fast X offers everything we love about the Fast and Furious franchise. Over-the-top action, street races, and, of course, input Vin Diesel voice here, family. However, what sets Fast X apart from the rest of the films in the franchise is the fantastic performance from Jason Momoa.
Cannon cars. That was awesome!
Making for the best villain in the franchise. The Killer. Fans of the John Wick movies will certainly get a kick out of The Killer. The Killer boasts a compelling story somewhat reminiscent of Taken, as well as some incredible action scenes. The action is beautifully shot and perfectly edited, making the fight scenes flow fluidly and allowing the audience to witness every gunshot, knife slash, and punch. Easily the best scene is the long-take hallway fight scene that should go among the year's best action sequences. Starring one of the most underrated action stars of all time, Jang Hyuk, The Killer deserves a greater and wider audience. Polite Society. Polite Society is a ton of fun. It's a charming tale centered around a wannabe martial artist and stunt person who thinks her sister's fiancé and mother-in-law-to-be are not who they let on. The action is phenomenal. The costume design is stunning, and the performances are effortlessly sweet. Polite Society draws a lot of similarities between a few Edgar Wright movies like Scott Pilgrim and Hot Fuzz in terms of its fast editing, humor, and style. Sisu, let's face it, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing Nazis getting their asses handed to them. It was satisfying in the Indiana Jones franchise, and it was equally satisfying in Inglourious Basterds. But nowhere has it been more rewarding than in 2023's Sisu. This movie is wild. Nazis get mines thrown at them, knives impaled in their skull, and one even gets strapped to a bomb and dropped out of a plane. It's brutal, compelling, and all around awesome. Sisu is an action movie not to miss. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves is one of the best movies of the year, period. It offers up an energy very similar to that of the Pirate of the Caribbean movies and results in a hilarious and whimsical adventure. The cast was perfect, with the likes of Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Hugh Grant, Sophia Lillis, Justice Smith, and Regé-Jean Page, who all give incredible performances with fantastic chemistry. On top of that, the movie's action was sensational, and even has an Avengers moment that sees all our heroes fight the antagonist in an exhilarating long take. Extraction 2, Sam Hargraves. Extraction is one of the best Netflix original action movies, and when a sequel was quickly green-lit, we couldn't wait. Now, 3 years later with Extraction 2, we were not disappointed. Of course, the action is stunning, with a nearly 30-minute long take that sees Chris Hemsworth's Tyler Rake take out an army of prisoners and guards in a prison riot, a barrage of cars in an epic car chase, and finally, a helicopter on a thrilling fight sequence on a train, all in one take. One, John Wick, Chapter 4. What else but the flawless John Wick? Chapter 4 to top the list. The fight scenes are mesmerizing. From the hilariously long stair shootout, John killing bad guys while weaving through traffic, a badass nunchuck fight, and of course, a perfect dragon's breath shotgun sequence shot like a top-down video game. Keanu is at his best, but it's the rest of the cast that elevates. John killing bad guys while weaving through traffic, a badass nunchuck fight, and of course, a perfect dragon's breath shotgun sequence shot like a top-down video game. Keanu is at his best, but it's the rest of the cast that elevates this sequel.
Man has to look his best when it's time to get married. Or buried.
I'm going to need a gun.
And there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the most exhilarating and jaw-dropping action and adventure movies that graced the screens in 2023. So, buckle up and get ready, because the world of Hollywood excitement never stops evolving. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling cinematic ride.